Julian Alvarez to Arsenal. Who says no? That's an interesting question because Arsenal have just launched some interest for the Argentinian striker from River Plate that transferred to Man City. And guess what? Arsenal are making a move. But who says no? I believe both sides. I think Julian Alvarez says no, and so does Arsenal say no. Because one, Julian Alvarez, yes, at City his minutes were very limited last season, but they have many exits going on, like Mahrez and Bernardo Silva that play the same position. And I believe next year Julian Alvarez is going to be playing a winger kind of role. Last season when he was coming off the bench, he had a instant impact many times, and he has shown that he is ready to have a bigger, role on this squad. And I believe he can do very well on this City team. And last year, he did not just sit behind Haaland and all these other players just for some of these players to leave and him to just leave as well. I believe Julian Alvarez will stay, and it's more beneficial to himself because he just won a treble and a World Cup. He literally won everything. Now, next season, he's going to have a lot more important role for this City team. And I believe selling him, going to Arsenal could be a mistake because this is why I believe Arsenal will say no. They have a striker or multiple strikers that have the same type of build and sort of play style as Julian Alvarez in Gabriel Jesus, in Ketia, and Balogun. These aren't big, and Julian Alvarez, all four of these, this all applies. These aren't big physical presences like a play style of Vlahovic or Osimhen or, even I'll give you a legend kind of example. Zlatan, big physical guys in the box. Arsenal doesn't have that right now, and many people will say it doesn't fit the playstyle, but it doesn't hurt to at least have that option on the bench when you're down 1-0 and you're dumping the ball in the box. Who's gonna win that header? Well, you're gonna need at least some sort of player that can come in and win those headers, and I believe that's the type of striker Arsenal should be looking at. And there's many big, tall strikers that can fit into the playstyle of Arsenal, and that's why there is a strong interest in Vlahovic before he went to Juventus. And I believe bringing in Julian Alvarez would be no different from playing Gabriel Jesus or Balogun or Nketiah because they all play very similarly and they're all built the same. Small strikers that are very quick on their feet, fast guys, and you need maybe a more physical big guy who could win the ball in the air. And that's what I believe Arsenal should do if they were to go after a striker. And Julian Alvarez just isn't the answer to any problem that Mikel Arteta might be having with the striking options, even though at the moment he has three decent options in Gabriel Jesus, Nketiah, and Balogun. Right now it's like, yeah, you want a different type of drink. You're used to drinking only Gatorades, and then you get an energy drink. It's like it's the same thing basically. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Julian Alvarez to Arsenal would do. But there was a sudden report saying that Arsenal were going to go in for a double swoop of Julian Alvarez and Kyle Walker, and I just don't think that's the case. Maybe Julian Alvarez I could see some interest, but Kyle Walker on the other hand will not happen. I believe Bayern is the only club that I can realistically see making a move for him, but Arsenal just signed Timber. There's no reason for them to get Kyle Walker. They just got Timber. Right now they have many options at the right back position, and Timber, Ben White, even Cedric, Tommy Yasu, all those lads can play right back, and Kyle Walker is just an unnecessary purchase. At the moment, I believe Arsenal, if they really want to make a move, they should go for a big, tall striker or a center midfielder that can play the 8 position like a Tojanemi type of guy. But this is the depth. This is what I'm talking about. We're going to break this down on what Arsenal need, because here in goal, you're fine, right? Center backs, you're good. Don't touch this, in my opinion. Right back, Cedric's the only one that I could see exiting. That's the one I would sell. Left back, I believe Tavares. You have to make a decision on his future at the club. Is it going to be a loan? Do you see him at the club in the future, or do you just want to sell him and get a bag for him? I think you should sell him. I don't see Tavares ever fitting onto this Arsenal squad, so I would get rid of him. In the midfield position, 2 of these 3 moves should happen. Fabio Vieira to be loaned out, Lokonga to be loaned out, Elneny sold. 2 of those 3 have to happen because you can't have all these 9 players the whole season. It's going to be, not enough game time for all 9 of these lads to be playing. So I believe you got to get rid of 2. I believe with 7 it's more doable, especially considering that you have Champions League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, Premier League all to play for. I believe with 7 midfielders you can do it. Now, if they end up getting Toynemi, God bless our soul, that would be like winning the lottery. Absolutely, I would be livid. I would be extremely happy. But it's probably not going to happen. If it were to happen, then get rid of all three. But if it doesn't happen, just two out of the three would be fine. In my preference, I would keep Lakonga, and I would loan out Vieira and sell El Neni. Now, in the front, the front nine over here that we got, Marquinhos has to get a loan, I believe. Nketiah should be sold. And I want to see Pepe. I want to see Pepe stay, to be honest, because Pepe, people are saying, oh, they're thinking on terminating his contract. For what, lads? For what? Why not have that option? I've seen, the year 2 seasons ago when we were battling for top four and Tottenham ends up beating us to it. Pepe would come in and he would change the game. I see no problem with Pepe. I understand sometimes this lad has been, a bit lacklustering on the pitch, but there's been times where he comes in and he's a complete game changer. I don't see why Arsenal are out here linked with the likes of Diaby for 50 million. When you've got Pepe here, you spent 72 million on, and now you want to terminate the contract and let it go for free. Lads, this player, if he didn't play for Arsenal, if he was out there playing for Milan, he'd be going for at least 25 million. And you want to get rid of him for free? No, lads. Keep him next season. You never know what happens. Maybe, knock on wood, we have a winger have a pretty bad injury. And then boom, we're stuck with like a very lacklustering death because one of our main wingers have gone down. And boom, you have Pepe right there. It doesn't matter if you're not calling up to games or anything. Just to have that option there. I would rather be paying him the wages and having him as an option just in case. You never know. And then he could, maybe he's given an opportunity, does a game changing. But I believe Pepe should stay 100%. Unless you get like a bid of 25 million, like I said, then obviously sell him. But don't let him go for free. That would be absolutely annoying that our club record free for the past, before Declan Rice signing gets terminated contract, even though the lad isn't even that bad. Like, you would think he just had a Lukaku performance and just sold everything. No, the lad did decent in the League One, and I understand the League One is completely different because you have Lacazette being an absolute, looking like prime Thierry Henry out there, but, I just want to keep him, have him as an option. Why not? Marquinhos, he's young. I think a loan would be nice. I want to see Nelson stay with Saka. Boom, you got two options right there on the right wing. Obviously, selling Nketiah. I want to see what Balogun has now. He looks like a completely different player from 2-3 years ago. So with him and Gabriel Jesus as striker, and then Martinelli, Pepe, and Trossard. And Pepe could go both sides. So can Trossard. So it's just like, lads, we would be set right there. I don't think any more signings are very required for this squad unless you want to bring in a big boy midfielder from Madrid that's French. Then I don't see anything else. But anyways, leave a comment down below on what you think about Julian Alvarez to Arsenal. Do you think it's a good move? Personally, I don't think either side gains anything. I believe it would just be not a waste of money because Julian Alvarez one day will be 100 million and getting him for 50 million would be a good investment. But I just believe this squad doesn't change too much with Julian Alvarez. But anyways, leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this, and thank you guys for watching.